Hello, New Wave of British Heavy Metal.com here. Today it's the 29th of April 2023. Quick favour to ask first, please, and that's if you wouldn't mind subscribing to the channel. That'd be marvellous, big help and appreciated. So please do hit that button if you would. Right, today, Hawkwind. Right, Hawkwind. Do they come any better than this? Well, they don't come in anyway. That's arguable, isn't it? But I think this album's great. I mean, I dipped out of Hawkwind for a few years, but came back in recently, and I think this is a solid album. The Future Never Waits. Remarkably, it's their 35th, would you believe? 35th after 50 odd years. And Dave Brock's still there. Well, it wouldn't be Hawkwind without Dave Brock, would it? And, you know, remarkably, when you just don't think about people getting older, do you? But Dave Brock's coming up 82, would you believe? Fantastic. Anyway, brief history lesson aside, what's the Future Waits all about? Well, it clocks in at around about an hour and a quarter for 10 tracks, and on the whole, I'd say it's Hawkwind at the best, mixing in that classic chugging, hypnotic, rhythmic Brock guitar riffing, accompanied by all those familiar spacey keys and synths and whatnot. There's some more ambient stuff on here for a change, which generally works quite well. And special note to Richard Chadwick, whose drumming's extremely solid here. I think the excellent drummer. What about the music? Well, the title track starts it off, and the first time I spun this, it took me a bit by surprise because I wasn't expecting a rambling 10 minutes or so of meandering ambient sounds to start this off. And I thought at around 10 minutes, I think it goes on far too long. But again, just my opinion, far too long. But next, they make up for it with the next one, The End, proper classic Hawkwind. There's no mistaking it. All those Brock trademark churning riffs and stiffened by Chadwick's excellent drumming. It's 1975 again, superb track. Aldous Huxley, bit weird, you know, the voice sampling and the spoken words and all those typical Hawkwind synth noodlings and spacey effects going on in the background as well. It made me think a bit of Sonic Attack. It's kind of similar in some ways, but, you know, a bit different. They're So Easily Distracted is another lengthy instrumental. Well, you know, you could split hairs and say it's not because there's a line of lyrics right towards the end of it. But this one doesn't quite work for me. A bit like the title track. This one doesn't quite work for me. It sounds much like sort of like hotel lounge background music mostly. There is some guitar noodling in the later stages, and it made me think of something like the aubergine that ate Rangoon from Astounding Sounds, if you remember that. But you know, again, went on a bit too long, I think. But again, they save themselves. Because the next track is the simply wonderful Rama, The Prophecy. Now, this one for me, this is up there with anything else Hawkwind have ever written, or you'd care to mention. It is as good as they get. It's, you know, spacey, hypnotic, expansive, chugs along, some prophetic lyrics. It's proper superb classic Hawkwind, that track. Just go and listen to it and you'll see what I mean. Another instrumental follows, USB one, but this is much more punchy and meaty than the previous rambling ambient two. And I like that one a lot. And then the closing three tracks, I'm Learning to Live Today, The Beginning, and Trapped in This Modern Age. They're sort of generally ambient, but sound fresh as well. So, you know, solid stuff. Lyrically throughout, you know, the tracks that do have lyrics, there does seem to be a bit of a thread running through it around mortality in general and some observation on modern life. A quick example there being such as From the Beginning, there's a line of lyrics that start it off that the computers have come alive, we must accept them to survive. I guess that's all about the emergence of artificial intelligence that's running amok at the minute. And from the same track, there's some spoken word going on about talking about carbon-based humans being phased out. Well, you know, makes you think a bit, doesn't it? Anyway, overall, say solid album. My only gripe being those two, in my opinion, overlong instrumentals, and arguably they could have been cut down somewhat to give a running time and more condensed, say around 45 minutes than around about an hour and 10, an hour and a quarter. But that's my only gripe, because other than that, it's solid proper Hawkwind, I think. No denying that Dave Brock and his mates have pulled one out here. It's excellent. So my only gripe being the two instrumentals, but let's not dwell on that. Excellent album overall. I'll put a link to it in the description below so you can go and check it out. Various formats available and whatnot. Please do subscribe to the channel before you go. That'd be first class. And as always, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and take care.